I don't think I'd ever felt embarrassment like that before. I was just sat there, all dressed up with a drink in my hand, and it slowly started to sink in that he just wasn't coming. No message, no call, nothing. And it's that horrible kind of moment where you suddenly become aware of everything around you. People walking in, getting seated, laughing, and you're just there on your own, trying not to look like you've been stood up, even though you clearly have. I kept going back and forth in my head about whether to leave or stay a bit longer, because leaving felt awkward, but staying somehow felt worse. The longer I sat there, the more obvious it all felt. What made it worse was that it hadn't even been a bad start. I'd been talking to Wayne for a couple of weeks, and it had felt easy, like properly easy. The kind of conversation where you're not overthinking anything, it just flows. So when he asked me out, it didn't feel like a risk. It just felt like the natural next step. By the time I got to the restaurant, I'd already built it up in my head more than I probably should have. I remember changing outfits a few times before I left, and ending up in this red dress I'd had for ages but never worn. For once, I actually felt confident walking in. And then I was just there, watching the door without even meaning to. Every time it opened, my attention went straight to it, like it had to be him, even though deep down I already knew something wasn't right. I tried to brush it off at first, telling myself he was probably just running late. But there's a point where that stops feeling believable and starts feeling like you're just trying to protect yourself from what's actually happening. I checked my phone and there was nothing there. No message, no missed call. I sent him a text anyway, even though I already had that feeling. And when it didn't go through, that just confirmed it. I didn't even want to check anything else, but I did, and everything was gone. WhatsApp, Tinder, just gone. I remember just sitting there thinking, seriously? And then that wave of embarrassment hit properly. I suddenly didn't know what to do with myself. Leaving felt like it would draw attention. Staying felt like dragging it out, so I just stayed where I was. Then, out of nowhere, this guy I'd noticed earlier came over with food, and for a second I thought he'd got the wrong table. But he just sat down like it was completely normal and told me the staff had mentioned how long I'd been waiting. He looked at me and said, "Whoever my date was, they were an idiot," and asked if I minded him joining me. And I just laughed, because at that point it couldn't really get any worse. It didn't even feel strange anymore. It turned out he owned the restaurant, which made the whole situation even more surreal. He said the drinks were on him, and the food obviously was as well. And somehow the whole mood just shifted. It stopped feeling awkward and just turned into a genuinely nice evening. We ended up talking for hours, and it all just felt right. Looking back, it's strange how different that night could have been, because it easily could have been one of those experiences you just want to forget. Instead, I've already seen him a couple of times since, and we even have plans again this weekend. So whatever Wayne's reason was, I never found out, but by that point it didn't really matter. Funny how things work out sometimes. If you want to hear more stories like this, subscribe, because something tells me this isn't the last time my dating life surprises me.